Guys, it's Billy Mack and welcome back to my new garage. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. As you guys know, we moved to the country. We have a bigger garage here. So a quick roundy round of it. We're getting dizzy. Anyway, guys, enough of that crap. Back to work on the Fox body. Today, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut out the old cage. I put that old cage in myself. It's solid in there. It's just not, it's a little too tight because the person that had the cage in originally had everything cut a little bit too short and it just doesn't work for what I'm going to do. Can't use the Kirky seats real well. Anyway, it just doesn't fit great. So I picked up a pre-bent cage. It's supposed to be for a Fox body, but I assume it's universal because by the looks of everything, nothing fits at all. But we ain't at that stage yet to get that cage in, to get that welder going, to make this car certain. What we are at here now is I gotta grab this door, rip it off, cut out this cage, clean it all up inside, and then start measuring. And then maybe I can find myself a tube notching tool from our local Princess Auto, which is not really local for me now. It's over an hour and a half away, but it is still somewhat local. For you guys in the USA, Princess Auto is a lot like Harbor Freight, Chinese stuff. So with that said, let's get going. Let's get to the project. All right, so first thing I'm gonna do is remove the door. Back to work. As you can see, since we moved here, she's always dressed like she's going to a wedding or something.
It's raining.
Sure. All right, so here's the cage. This is the bracing that I made. It is braced in the back, square tubed, right into the rear torque boxes. That's a thick plate. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to cut that all out. What I might do, I'll leave that square tubing there. I'm gonna leave that there for bracing. And whenever I do my new plates, I will continue to have that braced. This should be fun. It's going to be very loud. Chop in there, chop up here, and chop down there. So I cut out those plates that I had. I'm gonna leave that one there because I'm going to tack the bottom plate to that to give it some more rigidity over there as well. Left all that. The holes are cut so we can drop the cage down so we can weld the top of it. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set the plates in here, throw the hoop, the main hoop back in, and then we're gonna measure where it needs to be cut. I believe it's like 1.5 inches, 2 inches. It has to be shortened. It is quite long. So I'm gonna do that now. Cage is in. As you can see, it is hitting the roof. I'm going to say we're probably gonna have to remove a good 1.5 inches off the bottom. I'm gonna take that out. Sorry about the blurry. There we go. And this is my setup for the day. We got the notcher, the belt sander, the chop saw. I mean, I don't want to brag and say that I have everything that I believe I need to be master fabricator, but I think I got everything I need to be master fabricator. I am well prepared. Okay, so here's the main hoop. Measured it out, made sure it was even. Had to take about 1.5 inches off this side. And now what I did is I beveled the edges a bit so we can weld them in place. Now I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna throw a couple tacks in these plates just to hold them there. And once we get that in, we'll throw the main hoop in where it needs to go, throw a couple tacks in that, and then we can start doing our other bracing. So we have the cage in, lined up, plates tacked. There's 3 tacks on the actual bar itself for the main hoop. Now we got to do the cross hoop here. So I have it over there. I have it measured about 1/3 of the way in on both sides. And we're gonna make that cut and then we will bevel the edges. Okay, so this is the crossbar that goes in the main hoop. We have it all measured out to where we need it. We're going to do our first bevel in it. I'm gonna leave you guys here and you can enjoy my handiwork. Okay, so the main hoop is in there. It's obviously not even right now. I gotta set it in place. But I did bevel the edges there so we can get a weld in. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna clean this part up get this to the height that it needs to be and run a couple tacks to get it in place. Okay, so the crossbar is gonna sit right about there. I'm gonna get the TIG out and I'm gonna throw a couple tacks in just to make sure it holds. But so far, it's so good. Okay, so there's my first little bit of TIGging there. We're gonna remeasure it, make sure that it's even again, and then I'm gonna hit over there and do a little line over there. You guys can watch. I should have put it on here while I was doing this, but I figured, you know what? I'm gonna suck so bad that I'll just have to delete it anyway. But it turned out not that bad. So let's get over here, guys. All right, so there's the first welds. Forgot to turn the gas back on here. Gonna have to grind that down and clean it back up. And I have this bar notched and blended. I'm gonna put a couple tacks in that. Then we'll throw it back in the car and make sure everything is going to fit correctly. In and out, in and out. Oh well, do it right the first time. Right, Jesus? Thank you. All right, there's a little bit of air bubbles in there, so I'm gonna grind that one down and redo it again. The other ones are not too bad at all. Guess there's a couple air bubbles in that one too. What the problem was is I had my door open a little bit, and anytime that it would blow air, it would start to spark and whatnot, and I couldn't figure out why, but apparently, oh, I got a sunburn too. Apparently what it is it's blowing the gas away from the weld, so. Close the door, did a little bit of welding over here, and that one there is not too bad. But we have a problem. So this cage kit is from Moroso Competition Engineering. These front bars, right here and here, the ones that go up here by the A-pillar, they are cut all to pieces. They are horrible, they're short. There's just no way that they would actually fit. There's no way that they would fit. The notch that's cut out, the notch relief that's cut out is way off. I mean, there is no way that it would fit. No way, no how. So tomorrow what I have to do is pick up about 10 feet of pipe, and well, hopefully they have that size that I need. And if they do, I'll come back and try to bend my own. But that one doesn't work. So if anybody's buying a competition engineering kit, for starters, it fits like garbage. I've had to cut everything so far. Nothing really fit. The notches are horrible. My little cheap ass notcher that's over here is far superior at making notches than theirs are. Let me show you. This is my notch, and this is pre-cleaned up, and I didn't do anything, didn't taper off the ends. And I'll come over here and take a peek at this monstrosity that they did. I mean, it looks like they cut it with like some kind of a plasma cutter. Got a bit of a burn on my face too, boys and girls. Anyway, that's probably it for the first video. I'm gonna have to make this in 2 or 3 parts because it is long. Anyway, guys, like and subscribe. I'm Billy Mack. Welcome back to my garage.